Hey, it's Martin here. And have you ever heard that juggling equals struggling? And today I want to talk about power of focus. I want to talk about how important it is to focus in one specific direction. So today I want to help you to take one more step toward designing this income that is not wired to one specific location. And a couple of days ago, my wife returned from India and she brought me this lovely pomegranate. Look at the colors of that, like how rich they are. And they are so good for you. I mean, they are amazing for heart, for cholesterol, and this is basically like a bomb of healthy, ingredients that you should be taking on a regular basis. But I want to take it as a metaphor for focus. I want to take it as a metaphor for how important it is to go in one direction and to produce results. I've read recently that Egyptians consider that to be a symbol for prosperity. And in order to create prosperity, we need focus. We need a crystal clear focus in one direction. And let me share with you a coaching session that I had a couple of days ago. I coach a guy, amazing guy. He's highly talented, very driven. He takes lots of action and he has amazing potential. But we all find ourselves at some point in this difficult situation where we need results for yesterday, basically. When we need results, that they would come as soon as possible. And in moments like that, it's sometimes hard to see that what we do can be counterproductive. And after a couple of minutes conversation, I realized that he's like trying to jump on 4 or 5 different opportunities in order to create the money that he so badly needs. And we kind of went through a couple of things, and I shared with him also this metaphor, this juggling equals struggling, because that's what it is. At the beginning, if you haven't produced like $10,000 yet, you don't know what it takes. And it's very, very important to focus in one specific direction that will help you to get the results that you so badly need. And I just want to also break a myth, because there is this tendency to think, especially right now on the internet, there are so many shiny opportunities and lots of great businesses out there. And people think that they need to diversify to avoid risk. And they think that they need to be a little bit like Warren Buffett, Donald Trump, Richard Branson, who has like 400 companies plus, and they want to do a couple of businesses at the same time, but it doesn't work like that. At the beginning, initially, you really need a specific focus. Like whenever I coach somebody, I tell them one thing for 90 days, 100% of your energy if you want to create any results, because that's very, very important. Whenever you start a brand new opportunity, you have a couple of races that you need to win. In order for you to create this massive momentum. The first race is to create, any results, to even get your first US dollar. If you get the first dollar, you have this confidence, you know that you can create another one. Second race that you need to win is you need to get to be profitable as soon as possible. What I mean by that is to be able to earn more than you spend. Why? Because you will remove the financial pressure. You will be able to continue that because you know that you have already the tool, the system for free. So that's the second race that you want to win. And the third race that you want to win is basically you want to create a success story as soon as possible. And ideally in the first 30, 60 or 90 days, you will create certain amount of results. Like if you are a producer, if you really put lots of action into that, you will create a success story that lots of people will say, hey, he has done it, I can do it. I love what he has done it, I want to be part of what you're doing, show me how you've done it. And by the way, that will feed your belief. By the way, that will fill your confidence. Because what happens if you have results and you believe more and you want to take more action, and if you keep reinforcing that cycle, it really leads to very fast and quick results that you will be able to feed your subconscious mind, and you will generate this energy. And at the beginning, like whenever somebody looks at you, they are looking for certainty. They want to be certain that you are able to help them. So that's very, very important to deliver that. And I want you to also consider something else. As I mentioned, juggling equals struggling, and juggling doing a couple of things often confuses people. It removes trust. It creates this uncertainty with people. Like, just to understand that, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of a potential customer who is looking at your business. And that person is looking what you're doing, and he's looking for the certainty, and he's looking if he's able to get that from you. And imagine a scenario, like imagine you have a kid and you want to get your kid to go for a private coaching session to learn basketball. And you go to interview the guy and you meet him and you ask him, say, hey, so can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? Like, what's your experience in sport? And he says, sure, I'm really great at tennis, I'm great at chess, I do horseback riding, I do skiing, and I also do basketball. What would you think? Would you trust that guy? No, it's confusing. I mean, you know that the person cannot develop the depth. You know that the person wouldn't be able to teach your son, daughter, to kind of go deeper and understand those tiny little distinctions that would help him, her, to become much better and achieve what she wants to achieve. Second thing that you want to also understand is that you often, when people are going from one opportunity to another opportunity to another opportunity, it is something called emotional escape. This is a moment when people are looking for the easy way out. People are looking for this easy money out there. And unfortunately, in lots of those sales speeches, people will kind of try to woo you, try to attract you, by saying that this is so easy to make money with me. Come here, come here, come here. But the truth is, you need to roll up your sleeves, you need to make those distinctions, and you need to focus on those money-making activities and do it over and over and over. You need to commit yourself to this 90-day program, let's say. And then you will create the distinction, then you will create the results. Because there is this tendency that people would look at the river and say, hey, the grass is greener on the other side. Have you heard about this? Have you done it? Because we are so guilty so often. That's the moment where people quit. That's the moment where people say and go somewhere else. Yeah, so that's very, very important to notice that this is an emotional escape. Instead of this is a time to press on, to push on, to make the distinctions, to learn, to do whatever it takes, to really take lots of action in order to get the results that will feed your beliefs, and it will kind of get you to do and more in order to get the results. And what is also important, I just want to share with you my story. It was, I think, around 4 or 5 years ago in London, and I was juggling and I was struggling. And I remember I met with that guy at one of the seminars, and I said, hey, could we meet up for a coffee? I just wanted to get a coaching session. I said, sure. And he charged me for that session £100. And I remember on that day, I lived in East London, and there was some events happening in the Millennium Dome. We lived just across that, and there was no tube. The underground didn't work. So I remember taking a boat, like taking a bus, and coming and going for that coaching session. And I was late, I think like 15 or 20 minutes, and that was quite embarrassing, but it was one of the most important lessons that I got in the coaching. And I shared with him that I'm doing that, and I was getting some significance out of being able to diversify and do all the different things. But he said, stop. He said, I want you to sign a contract. Yeah, I want you to sign a contract. I want to take this piece of paper, write down that out of all the things that you do, you select one, and for the next 90 days, you do whatever it takes to test it, to prove it, and see if it works. And if you do that, and if it doesn't work, feel free to just make a decision and move on. But you might prove yourself that this opportunity works. And that's what I've done. And that's how I started getting results. Because previously, I was juggling and I was struggling. And this is all about focus, about going in one specific direction and doing whatever it takes and committing yourself and focusing on those amazing activities that are called money-making activities, MMAs. Because that will get you, if you do it over and over and over for a specific period of time, there is this tipping point where you break through, when you start getting results. So I hope you like that. And I want to ask you, go down here and hit on the subscribe button, and also leave some comments below, and we've got also a link here. Just check it out, see what we have here. So thanks a lot, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.